he I don't know if he has a Zoom today though. I'll have to double check and see. I just don't know off the top of my head. I don't know a schedule like that. Um, Dom, you're saying how do you find people over on PropWire? Fairly simple. You just again just go on PropWire, hit. You're saying, wait, hold on, let me just read it one more time. Hold on, let's see. Yeah, just hit on buyers, and then after that, you just you could target people who bought in the past, who bought stuff in the past year. Then once you do that, we could try to see exactly what they bought, and if they bought something at a decent price, then yeah, you can reach in let's say in an LLC or in a corporation, then yeah, you could easily contact them and see if they're still looking to buy in that same area. So let's say for example, I did my area, um, and again buyers hit search. I would go to the more tab. Again, I don't have PropWire. I would have to log in and stuff. I don't have like an account. I do my stuff off of PropStream. But let me see here. You would go to owner. Oh, I guess I didn't. I guess I didn't save it. Hold on. Sorry about that. St. Petersburg, Florida. Okay, so it's 284. I don't know how much when I unchecked it, but there's 284 cash buyers. I'll go to like the owner filters. I would do it's like in a business. Years of ownership, I would do max a year. So they just bought. Let's say they bought it like recently, like for a flip or for a hold. You hit save close. We went to 9 buyers in St. Pete. Again, you could do zip codes. You could do county, state, stuff like that. And then just kind of look and see, what people bought. And like for example, here's this one. This one looks like obviously it's a fixer upper just based on the Google Maps photo. They bought the property. It's a commercial loan. I wonder if if they're just demoing it for the land itself. It could be. I don't know 100%, but um, for owner information, it's going to be blocked for me because I don't have an account. But if I were to put this into I'd say PropStream, then I could see the LLC, the name of the LLC who bought it. So I could do that real quick. Oh, I think I would have to log in. I have to log back in. Hold on. But yeah, did you have any questions on that? I mean, it's fairly simple to do. You could do that with on Zillow as well. Just kind of just staying recent flips in an area. You could see the transaction history. You could reach out to the agent that listed it. Sometimes you'll see like the agent is also the person who bought it. Rare cases like that, but you get the point. I don't know when this one was it bought. When did this sell here? History. I can't even see the history of it. I mean, I would say it's within the past year. I don't know why it's not coming up on here. I don't really use PropWire like that. Let me see. Here's another one. I think it was just a lot, possibly. I don't know. I'm assuming possibly it might have been a lot. Yeah, vacant land. So if you're looking for cash buyers that buy land, this person could be one. Again, I could put this information into PropStream. Again, if you don't have PropStream, you could look at like property appraiser. Like Pinellas County property appraiser, and do it that way. That's the old-fashioned way. But that's about it. Do you have any questions, Dom, on that or? South St. Pete, Rising's coming up. Might not be up on here. I don't know why it's not. I don't know why that's not coming up either. It's weird. So I don't know. It makes no sense. Any other questions, guys?
Yeah, well, you said you focus on off market. What kind of lists do you like pull from?
It's anything like pre-foreclosures, liens, absentee owners, things like that. Those are like the top 3. Right now, I'm working on a list right now. I'm targeting Pennsylvania, like where 30 minutes where me and Eric grew up, and it's absentee owners that have liens on their house, on the property that they don't live in primarily. So I've been calling on that list for like a few days now. I have an appointment set for, I think, oh yeah, I have a guy going today actually. One of my buyers is going today to meet the seller. Seller is like, has like, I don't know, like almost 5 to 6,000 in liens on the property. It's vacant. He said he was planning to do the work himself, but he sounds like older. Like I doubt he, I doubt he's going to do any work to it. He's just, it seems up there in age. And then also too, what else? He doesn't also know. He also doesn't know what he wants for it. So like, sometimes I do things like I go that route. Like when I have a buyer who I trust. This guy who I'm sitting out there is Dan. I could give him a call right now. He's planning to go there at 3:00. I confirmed with the seller yesterday, so for today at 3. So he's going to meet my guy Dan. Dan will look at the property. Probably have an agreement set for him. And I don't know how much he would pay for it. And then I work out a thing with Dan. He'll give me a minimum X amount per deal I bring him. And then that's pretty much it. But it should. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't go well. I mean, it's an older guy. He doesn't know what he wants for the property. It's vacant. He's over here. My guy Dan went to the house yesterday. It's a 2-unit. He went to the 2-unit yesterday. It's like the county put like a sticker on the door saying unfit for, I think it's human habitation, something like that. So it's not able to be lived in. So it has to be in rough shape. So yeah, that could be well. But again, I started calling on that list like I would say like about like a week ago. I pulled a list of absentee owners that have liens on them. I got like I narrowed it down to like, I don't know, like 200 or something leads or people, I guess you could say, not leads yet. And then this was probably like the 80th thing of the 200, but that's the list I pull. It's just easier for me that way. I again, like on market is good, can be good at times. I just don't like calling. I just don't like dealing with with on market because of that. Hold on, I'm getting a phone call real quick. I'm just trying to see who this could. Everything's good for closing. Yeah, so everything's good on my end. So Viking Title is gonna. I called them this morning. They're gonna finalize the HUD, send that to me later this afternoon, and then they're going to, I guess, send a wire to her title company, and so they're so it could be like a seamless transition. There's send the wire so that she's able to close on the Port Richey house.
Gotcha. Okay, so it sounds good. You guys use Viking Title too?
Yes, yeah, we do. Yeah, they're good. Sometimes I use them. Sometimes I use like Albatross. Sometimes I use, what's the other one? But yeah. I mean, they're pretty good.
In the cargo, so that's why we use them all the time for.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah. They're pretty good. They're pretty good. So yeah, everything's still set for Friday. I don't know exactly what time. I'm hoping it's earlier. So we could, transfer the funds so she could close sometime in the afternoon for her other house.
Yeah, if you do talk to her, can you tell her to give me a shout for her? Because I haven't heard anything from her. I texted her like a day or so ago, and I texted her again this morning. I got a call.
Okay.
I'm just trying to. I do the walkthrough. Really, the biggest thing from my side is just getting the walkthrough into her to get the closing time. Everything else looks good though, so I just. Yeah.
Let me send her a text. I texted her this morning, but she didn't get back to me. But I'll send her a text saying to call you.
Yeah, either way, I just try to line all the times up. It's really thing at this point. So. Okay.
Gotcha.
Sounds good. Thank you, sir.
No problem. Take care. Bye.
All right.
Sorry about that. So I have a closing coming up on Friday. So the seller I'm closing on her house on Clearwater, and then she's using the money to buy another property like an hour away from where she's currently at. So I want to make, I probably should have done it where, let's say closing on tomorrow and then closing on her other house on Friday. But I still was able to hopefully able to do everything smoothly on Friday. So closing on her house, and then the title company would use the funds that I send over to her, and then she's able to get the money to close on the other house.
For the off market, I've used like Deal Machine and like different like platforms. Do you have like a favorite one that you pull the leads from?
Not really. I mean, I use PropStream. Sometimes I use the property appraiser on the county website. You know, if I'm looking to get like, let's say if I want, because let's say PropStream usually takes 2 to 3. Let's say if I want to pull a free foreclosure list, like, you know, Liz Pendens, pre foreclosures. If I want to pull a list on PropStream, it usually it takes, you know, from the county to PropStream, I would say it takes about 2 to 3 weeks. So sometimes if you want to get a jump on, you know, the whole game and beat, you know, other people doing the same thing I'm doing, then you could go to the county website and pull the pre-foreclosure list off there. If it's, you know, if it's public record like that. Some counties are different. Some states are different. For my county, Pinellas County, you know, in Florida, it's you could see pretty much everything. So I use that. But yeah, other than those two, and then like, you know, those are the ways how I get my leads. Or driving for dollars. Like if I don't really drive for dollars specifically, but like if I'm going to, let's say, a random place, whatever, I'm always like kind of like looking around just to see, you know, if I'm at a stoplight or whatever, just to see what's around me. And I have PropStream on my phone, so I could easily pin it and save it, and then just call it later. But yeah. Let's see. Christian, you need help comping a property? Yeah, if you're still there, Christian. Sorry, I don't know how it's. Yeah, it's been like 10 minutes since I missed that question. I apologize. Christian, if you could hear.
Yeah, man. Do I just drop the address?
Yeah, you could drop the address and I'll just copy it.
Thanks, man.
Dom, to your question, I mean, there's not really any specific way you could, if you pull up an LLC, for example, like if I pull up one of my buyers LLCs, I'll see his name, like on, like, let's say if I use Sunbiz. I mean, I could do that right now. It's a quick thing. I think, all right, let me see. I could pull up his stuff here. So so again, Sunbiz is something that you use for to find any active LLC in Florida. Like my information's on here. Anybody who has an LLC information, their information is on here. So like, let's say one of my buyers, his name is John. His LLC is All Over Solutions. There's his criteria here. You know, address, his mailing address. If I were to put in, let's say, his mailing address, for example, into PropStream, you could then see like how many other properties he owns. And he's an agent. He flips houses as well. You know, so it's like, I like having this guy. I mean, he's, you know, I've done a few deals done a few deals with him. So if I hit link properties, you could see he owns 16 other properties. So I know you know, he holds, he flips, so he does a lot. So like he would have, you know, I would say a decent amount of money to be able to do something. But that's how you would kind of really check. I don't know any other good way you could use to check that information. All right, now back to your thing. Tennessee, right? It's in Tennessee. Was it 112, right? 112 East Side Drive, White House, Tennessee. Is this it, Christian? Yes, no? There should be liens on PropWire, Dom.
It is that one, man. But my bad, I'm not kind of talking because there were some loud dogs right here just barking.
Oh, okay. So this is it, correct? You're saying?
Yeah, that one's it.
Okay. All right. What's the story on this? Did you talk to the seller, or I see it's off market here?
Yeah, we're talking to him. I got off market. I was just needing help, like comping it and see what you think on ARV.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I was just kind of curious to see if if the seller has like a certain price and, you know, that they would want for it or things like that. So that's why.
They just gave us like a range, but I mean, when I was trying to comp it, I had more trouble with the with
Okay.
the ARV, so that's why not too many comps in the area.
Yeah, when you're looking at like a more I guess rural area like this. All right, so I think it's probably like a 3-2, maybe a 4-2. It doesn't have the beds on here,
It's
but
a
it's all right.
4-2.
4-2. Okay, so I'll probably
Yeah.
go to like 3 plus. I'll go to it's like 2,200. I would do like up to 2,500. I'll do 1,500 to 2,500 past 12 months, and then kind of see what I get. It's like a kind of like a ranch style home. You know, it looks like a 2-car garage on the side. I think it was. Or no, actually no. So no car, no. Yeah, there's no garage on here. Let me just double check with the. Yeah, there's just nothing for. So I guess it's just driveway parking. But yeah, let me just take a look here and see. I'll go on the right side. Click on high to low. I mean, I don't want to comp it, you know, with anything like this. This is a different style home for 550. Same with this. I want to make sure I find something that's like all one level. I mean, there's this one here, but it looks like it's in a different city, which could mean a lot. Probably different school district. Maybe this Cotton Town is a better school district. I don't know. Or Cotton Town City has a better school district. I don't know. Looks like it's, you know, done pretty well. I don't know the acreage. I don't know if there's no pool here either. But I don't want to use that. I mean, probably want to look a little bit maybe something like this. How far? I think we're like over here somewhere. I think and this one's over here for 460. This one looks like it's, you know, pretty. I mean, it looks pretty, you know, finished to me. I don't know. I guess they don't do. They kind of just went cheap on the cabinets, but obviously you could tell like recessed lighting. They didn't really touch the outside. Maybe fix the roof. Backyard looks nice. But yeah, I mean, I would say it's pretty renovated a little bit here. You could, you know, also double check by looking at the history. Okay, so there's nothing really. I mean, you know, last sale date before 2024 was 2012. So 460. I mean, maybe it could be a little bit higher, because again, you know, it's tile right here in the kitchen. Cabinets aren't the best. Countertops okay. Living room's good. Floors are good. Looks like a new roof. Backyard, bathroom looks good too. What were you getting for the ARV? It's 1986. Rebuilt 1962. Let's see if there's anything else really. Let's see, this one's 420, 1708 square feet. Really dated for sure. I mean, I would say something like this probably is worth a little bit north of 460, because I think we have. No, we're a 4-2. This is a 4-3. Okay, 424. I mean, I guess we're kind of like around that ballpark of 460. I wouldn't really say anything higher because again, we don't look like, you know. I mean, I mean, we were built in 1960. This was built in like 1980. I mean, everything. I'm assuming everything else, like this is 495, is probably built in the 2000s. Yeah, 2022. So it can't be more than something like this. You know what I mean, guys? So like, you know, if you have like close to a new build, your comp. If my comp. If, for example, my house was built 1962, it can't be worth more than, you know, 495. So it's probably in that 460 realm. You know, maybe 460, 465 in that area. If you could hear me, Christian. Okay, yes, gotcha. All right. And obviously, you know, I don't know what it looks like inside. You know, I'm assuming maybe, you know, just the basic cosmetics. You know, flooring, kitchen, bath, like that type of thing. Maybe it could be like 40, and maybe it could be a little bit less, but I mean, obviously I don't know what the inside of the home looks like. But yeah, obviously, and then like you could do like a 0.75 for like a 25% return, and then you know, see what you get as an offer, and hopefully that's what the seller wants, or in the ballpark of what the seller wants.
Oh, you said 460, man. My bad. I kind of missed.
Yeah, 460. I would say is
460.
yeah, it's pretty reasonable. Maybe a little bit like maybe 455, because we do have one less bath or half bath. Because they're a 4-3, we're a 4-2. So like, you know, I'm not sure if it's 2.5 and they're rounding up to 3. That's usually what they do there.
So like right there, you said 460, but the Zestimate is 315. The Zestimate doesn't count.
I never go off the Zestimate. The Zestimate really, you can't really go off the Zestimate. I do my own, like it's 315. I mean, if you want to look at what could get you for 315, you could scroll down and see. But I mean, I highly doubt it's 315. It's there's no way it could be 315. Here's a 330. It's dated, smaller square footage and probably a smaller lot as well. And I don't know where exactly this is on the map. But yeah, never go off the Zestimate. A lot of people go off the Zestimate, and for example, like sometimes you look at like I look at like multi-units, and there's a Zestimate for that, but the value, it's a multi-unit, so it's worth more than what the Zestimate is even saying. So, but yeah, any questions, guys?
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no worries. Let's see if there's any other questions. If not, then I'll just kind of do what I was going. All right. So, yeah, I think I answered. Yeah, Dom. So, like, there's PropWire has more like I guess filters or lead types than PropStream, which is good. What do you use to find? You just go on Tanya, if you could hear me. You could go on, sites like PropStream, sites like PropWire, Batch Leads. You could put in like vacant homes that are vacant homes with liens. And I know for sure on PropWire you could stack a lot of lead types. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, again, like I said, I'm calling it like right now. My focus is in PA currently. I mean, I have I do both markets. I have a few deals closing. I have one closing on Friday in like 20 minutes from my house, and I have another one closing by the end of this month. Both in Florida. So now I'm kind of switching gears to PA, just trying to see what I can find in PA. Ended up pulling a list of absentee owners with absentee owners with liens on them. I was calling the lists. Started calling like a week ago. Got a property on Tuesday that it seems pretty promising. So I guess my next call, I could call one of my buyers who is going to go to the property and make sure he's still good to go. Make sure if he has any additional questions, I could ask the seller beforehand. So I'll call my guy Dan right now. Dan is he flips, he holds, and he's also an agent. So like I said, I like people that obviously flip and also he saves money too because he's an agent over in PA. But I'll give Dan a call, make sure he's still good for 3 o'clock. That's usually what I do. If I have an appointment set, make sure they're still good the day of. So I don't want the seller driving there, especially if they don't live at the house, or let's say if there's tenants involved.
Hey, what's up, bud?
Hey Dan, you're still good for 3 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Just wanted to make sure. Are you bringing an agreement there with you too, or how you?
I didn't plan on it.
Okay.
I mean, I want to just check it out, and I can, but I didn't plan on it.
No. I was just wondering your game plan, because I mean, obviously, the guy, what's his name, Randy. He doesn't know. Yeah, Randy doesn't really know what he wants for it. It just wants to just kind of get rid of it in a sense. But I just, so let's say if he was ready to go, like right then and there, then
I guess I could bring one.
I usually always, when I go to mine, like whenever I meet a seller, I always bring mine regardless. You could just kind of feel the situation, and you could kind of just proceed from there.
So I guess let me ask you this. I mean, I trust you. I think you trust me. But I guess it doesn't matter. Like, if I put on a contract, I would still pay you. And I'm sure vice versa. So,
yeah, you just do a consultation fee for me finding you. Yeah.
So I guess it doesn't matter. I guess I'll bring mine, and then we'll just take it from there. See how interested he is. If I can do it today. If not, we'll just work on it, and either you can do it or I can do it. Still, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I'll double check with Randy, but as far as I know, yeah, he's still good. I'll call him now and just text you. But I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, I got another list here. I just kind of generated here. This one's a little bit more concentrated too. I guess
Okay.
you good with you're good with numbers for now, right?
Yeah, I'm good with numbers for now.
Okay. All right.
And then after, yeah, you could send it to me after. I'll take a look and see what I could do.
Yeah. How deep are you right now?
Like 100 out of like the 250, I think, or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So what's your ratio? I mean, I've kind of asked you this here before because we're just trying to figure out me and my broker how we want to like move forward with like just like a calling group. Too.
Yeah, you could do that. I mean, I don't know. I didn't really do I don't do a KPI. I just kind of like, yeah, no, I don't. So yeah, so I wouldn't really be able to give you like a precise number. I pull a list or, do just single skips,
Right.
call and then see what the situation is and then go from there.
Yeah. Right. You're not really sure what your numbers are, like out of like.
Like out of,
yeah, what would you say? Like out of like, you get 100 leads,
well,
how many are you actually talking to versus like going on appointments, or you're not really sure?
If I call like 100, depends what the list is. Let's say if I call 100 leads that have properties with liens on them, I'll get, obviously some non-working numbers, some numbers that do work, they're not interested. So like I would say out of all the 100 people, I probably would maybe like I would say like around like five, like let's say 5 that are interested and maybe like 2 convert. I don't know. It depends. I mean, it really depends on like, obviously the area and what type of the lead it is to really,
Like 1% pretty much almost.
Yeah.
Which is probably average, I would imagine.
Yeah, pretty much. But some are, I mean, I've been getting out of the 100 I called so far. I mean, this would be the second one that was decent. The other person was ready to, like, was willing to do something in the summer, not now. So 2 out of, let's say, 100 so far. And obviously the second one is what you're going to, is who you're going to today. But yeah.
All right, well, yeah, just trying to get some more like, accurate numbers, because sometimes these agencies and stuff like that, I'm not sure if you guys used them before, the Barrett and all those, or if you guys were just doing all the calls, but sometimes numbers are a little fluffed.
Yeah, I mean, we were using like a VA, and then also too, I remember like back in the office, Eric was having his younger brother call as well, but I don't know the numbers on that. Eric was kind of managing him.
Sure. All right, cool, man. Yeah, so I'll bring a contract there today, and I'll talk to him, see what we need to do, and then I'll let you know how everything goes, okay? All
right, that sounds good.
All right.
Later. Bye. No worries.
Hey, Terrell, is that an agent contract or a PNS contract he's going to use? Or may use?
He's just going to use, I think he's probably going to use, he was asking me for mine, but I think he's going to use like the regular like PA residential purchase agreement, I believe. So, which is like, I don't know, like 11 pages long, I think.
Yeah, state contract, so your realtor contract, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah. He might use mine. I don't know. He did ask me, but I mean, I don't think he needs me to send mine. Mine is like, like 4 pages long, pretty cut and dry. But yeah, and then like, we have a thing like where he would send me a few houses that he pins together to call, and I'll just call him for him every now and again. So that's kind of what I've been doing.
That's cool. Do you like doing consultation fees versus assignment?
It doesn't really matter. I get paid regardless. I mean, I know in PA they're gonna start like implementing like double closing, so assignments aren't really gonna work. So like let's say if I make 10,000, then if it's a double close that I do for a deal I do after January 2025, then it would that 10,000 would turn into like, let's say 8,000 because I'm double closing.
Okay, I got a question for you about that. Now, in Philly, you need a wholesale license. You don't necessarily need a real estate license in order to do assignment.
I did not know that. I don't target Philly.
Oh, okay. Well, that's the
Yeah.
way it is. The governor over there, or whoever, passed it, and you actually have to get an actual wholesale license, and it's like really cheap, like $200, and after that, you can do your assignment. So I just thought maybe you, by chance, knew if it was actually the whole state of Pennsylvania that's going to switch over to you have to be licensed in order to do an assignment, or if it's going to be like Chicago, one a year.
Yeah, so it's, to my knowledge, my understanding, it's you don't need a license. You just have to, you can't like assign it, you know. You have to close it. I would have to close it in my LLC and then transfer it over to the next LLC or whoever, you know, whatever name they're buying it in.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that kind of sucks because you got to pay for 2 closings.
Yeah, essentially. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you know, they never cannot like fully, I guess, kill wholesalers, I guess you could say, because again, you could just double close and just everything will be fine. But it is what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm still gonna, you know, obviously rock with what I'm doing. Obviously take a little bit of a haircut, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, if I'm able to move
Yeah.
move it.
Yeah, I don't think they can kill it completely. In fact,
Yeah.
nationwide, it just goes against the bundle of rights for.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, good question. Yeah, no worries. All right, yeah. So yeah, any other questions, guys? Anything else you guys got going on? If not, I could call this guy Randy, who my guy Dan was gonna see. Just making sure he's old. I don't know. He has like a flip phone. I don't even know if he. It's 11:46. So yeah, he probably. I don't know what is his number here. All right, so 610. So I'm just gonna call him, just double check everything's good. You know, I'll basically say I'm gonna be there with my partner Dan, but you know, it's gonna be just Dan. Sometimes usually I call like in like 30 minutes before or like an hour before, like, hey, look, something came up. My partner, like whoever was buying it off me, like I'll say like, oh, Dan's gonna be there. I got caught up, blah blah blah. You know, so they don't like, you know.
Hello?
Hey Randy, how you doing?
All right. Yeah, I accidentally hit the button earlier for your phone.
Oh, okay. I didn't even notice. Yeah, just calling to see you're still good for 3 for me and Dan to meet you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I forgot your name. I forgot your name again.
Yeah, Terrell.
Terrell.
Yes. And
Okay.
my partner's name is Dan.
I'll probably forget till I get there anyway. But yeah, I'm heading out there soon.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, looking forward to meeting you.
Okay, bye.
Yep, bye. Yeah, I don't know how old this guy is. He seems pretty old, but yeah, like I said, he's probably gonna forget Dan's name when he pulls up anyway. But I mean, he knows the appointment's still for 3, so but yeah, the house is pretty much beaten up. Like I said, it's the county put like unfit for human habitation or something along the lines. It's not able to be lived in currently. So he's just like, I know he is definitely not going to be able to fix it himself, and then also too, there's like, you know, because of that, you know, there are a few liens on the property as well. So you know, it's something that he has to, I guess, do here soon. So so yeah, that's the whole situation on that one. I mean, I feel like, again, like I said before a few minutes ago, like I don't think there could ever put like a full on stop on wholesaling. It's always going to be around. It's just, again, just maybe again from, you know, going from assignments to double closings. They can't really fully put like a stop on wholesaling nationwide like that. Yeah, I don't know. That's just my opinion. I mean, you could look at other, you know, people, what they say on like YouTube or whatever, but I don't think there's gonna ever, you know, stop. Yes, there's gonna be people who regulate it. Like again, Pennsylvania just now, you know, passing a law to make it, you know, people have to making it so it's like you have to double close and not assign the property. So again, you know, if you have like a $10,000 assignment fee, you know, that 10,000 goes down to like 8,000 because you have to double close on it. Because again, you would buy it. Let's say I'm buying it from, let's say let's say for example it was after January, right? And who this guy's name is Randy. So like it would go from Randy's name to my LLC, and then from my LLC to Dan's LLC or name. I don't. No, he has an LLC. Yeah. So yeah, I'll go to his. Yeah. So again, I'll have to double close on that, which is fine. You know, it is what it is. You're still able to move the property. But yeah. That's a good
Did
question.
you, sorry, Terrell, did you have numbers already for that house at 3 o'clock? Or are you guys going to go and figure it out?
So I don't know what the inside looks like. I know back end, if you fix up a 2-unit in that area, it's anywhere from like, I would say it's about 230 to 235. I mean, it's unfit for human habitation. So like, I'm assuming it's really, really rough. So like, probably like, I mean, I don't know. It probably needs like 70 in work or so. I really don't know. I'm assuming Dan would probably be in like the 120 to 130 range, and then probably just give me like 10. So that's kind of what that's kind of what I'm thinking. But again, I really don't know. Dan went to the house. He said it looks pretty rough from the outside. He couldn't really see the inside through the windows. Saw the sticker that's posted there, so he knows it's in really rough shape. And he said the porch areas needs a lot of work too. So like I said, I'm assuming like probably about 70, but again, I could be wrong. Maybe it needs less, but I don't think it would for something like that. I'm assuming like Randy's had it for a while. I think he's owned it since like 80 something. I checked the year. He owned it since like 83 or whatever. He's owned it for like 40 something years.
Gotcha.
So,
okay. Yeah, I was just wondering about numbers. If I'm like, I can't see the chat and I'm just like throwing questions out there, but if I'm like accidentally jumping in front of people on the chat and questions like that, just let me know and I'll shut up.
I gotcha. Yeah, you can, Jason. I see here your question, why not go for a license if you're spending all that time? So like for me, a lot of people ask me like, why don't I just go for like, get my real estate license? I don't really feel a need to, because I like the freedom to kind of do what I want. Like let's say I sign up for like, Remax or like Keller Williams, I gotta like hang my hat there. I gotta like, be in the office, do this, do that. And I'm getting, sometimes you could get, some decent leads, but again, you gotta earn your stripes, and then you have to also pay your broker fees and all that kind of stuff. I just like having more flexibility to kind of in the freedom to do what I want. Like let's say if I wanted to go, I don't know, like golfing with Eric after this, I could just do that. I don't have to call in and say like, hey, I'm not going to be here. And also MLS. But like the thing is, like again, that's why it's always nice to be to connect with other agents and stuff like that, because especially at, like meetups or just over time, because for example like Dan, like I never met Dan in person, but we've done like 4 deals together. Like I never met, or actually no, I did meet John in person. Like I've seen him just once, but we've done 3 deals together. But like sometimes you have that good conversation, do some deals, and then you just keep doing deals together. But
how'd you meet him?
How'd I meet John? Or Dan? How'd I meet Dan? Dan is actually from Eric's like Dan met Eric. That's how I have that relationship. Like when Eric was doing deals in the Lehigh Valley area, that's who he reach out to, Dan, and also in the Poconos too. And then I just got I guess again, since at the time when I was working with Eric, I was just kind of like an acquisition, getting deals. So like he would buy a few deals off of me. He's bought I don't know, like 3 or 4 off of me. This would probably be the 5th one.
Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that relationship I got from Eric, which was pretty easy because he at that time he already had like a buyer's list, and Dan being one of them. John on the other hand, he's in Florida. I met him because I was trying to wholesale a property right in St. Pete, and I called on one of the comps that I had. This was like when I was just starting to build my buyer's list back in 2022, I think. I just called on one of the listings that I saw that was recently sold, and I called him. I was like, hey, hey, how you doing, John? I was just looking to speak to the guy, seeing if that flipper who flipped this property would be interested in another project. He's like, oh, I flipped this property here. I was like, what do you got? I was like, oh, it's right down the road. It's like, oh, I know that area. And then, the rest was history. So, he buys, and he lists his own flips. So, he ended up buying that deal off me. I made a couple of grand, and then we've done 2 other deals after that.
Cool.
But yeah, so it's just, nice. I mean, again, I didn't have a buyer's list. I was working on that. Obviously, I had a little bit of a buyer's list from Eric, but again, like this was something that wasn't on Eric's buyer. He was someone who was not on Eric's buyer's list. Who I just, again, you could pull a list off of PropStream. You could pull a list together from going on recent comps that sold on Zillow, and then calling the agent. Like I said, this ended up being a rare commodity that he was the agent who he flipped his own, he flipped the property himself and then listed it himself. Yeah, I have buyers in the Sarasota and Bradenton area, correct. And let's see, and when people tell you to get the license to trade realtor, I'm not sure what you mean, Jason. I know, I have, I could always reach out to, let's say, John if I ever need MLS access or anything like that. Like, let's say some agents have the Bluetooth lockbox. Like if I ever need, him or something like that, I could rely on him to help me. The agents are also like wholesalers too, because they have people who they could connect me with. And whenever I get into my own flips, I could always ask, let's say, any investor, John being one of them, I could always ask him, hey, look, I just bought a house in St. Pete. I'm planning to renovate. Like, do you have a cabinets guy so you could get me a decent deal? For example, I use John for one. I have a deal closing it on Friday, and the seller needs a moving company, and so John gave me his contact for a guy who charges like $130 per hour to move, which I don't think is that bad. $130 per hour. I would say it's like a little bit more on average, I believe. But yeah, he gave me his I forget the guy's name, Mason or Matt or something. I don't know, but I have to look at my contacts. But yeah, he gave me his contact information. I called him. I was like, hey, I know John. He's like, what's John's last name? John Creamer. I was like, oh yeah, I know John Creamer. So yeah, he's he blah blah blah. Like they've done a lot of stuff together. But yeah, I told him about the situation. He's like, yeah, I'm open to help. I'll charge $130 per hour. I'll get her moved from Clearwater to Port Richey. We'll be good. Blah blah blah. That's pretty much it. Any questions, guys?
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I got to get off of here, but then when are you on again? After tomorrow, right? Wednesday?
Friday. But I don't know how Friday would be because I have my...
Yeah, today's Wednesday.
Yeah, today's Wednesday. I have my buddy visiting me, tomorrow, and then he's staying, I think, until at my house until Tuesday, I think. So I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. I might do Friday. I'll keep you guys posted. So yeah, I'll keep you guys posted. I don't know if I don't know. It depends. I'll just keep you guys posted. But usually I do, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 11 to 12.
Yeah, that sounds good. That'll work. Yeah. And listening to you do the calls right on there with your buyer, that was awesome.
Yeah, no worries. I try to do what I can, but yeah, I appreciate the feedback. And if you guys need me to do anything else, need to see anything else live, then just let me know. I kind of don't have a whole script of what to say. I just kind of just go with what I'm got going on with myself.
No, it's a good feel, good flow. Yeah, shows a lot. Thanks, man. Take care, everyone. Take care, man.
Yep.
Yo, Terrell.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna update you on the Paul.
Yeah.
So no message back yet, but I'm kind of I'm also sending out to other lenders / investors.
Okay.
I would say the Paul's like the preferred investor at this point.
Okay. Yeah.
But the progress in the house is pretty good. It's moving right along. Some of the fix and flip expenses are coming up. That's the nature of a fix and flip,
Yeah.
So kind of just floating that. Nothing too major. But as the time goes on, I'll probably put some more money into it, just to get just to keep the progress rolling,
Yeah.
And I'm kind of wondering. So, what do you think? Like, I have an end buyer right now, and my question is like, should I just sell it to my end buyer at like the 700 range?
I mean, yeah, whatever you want to do. I mean, obviously, if you're going to assign it over to that end buyer, that investor of yours, then make sure you get the most money you can out of it, if you're able to, and yeah, I mean, it takes that headache off of your thing. You don't have to worry about deadlines or anything like that. They take on that problem in a sense.
Yeah. Well, if I don't fix and flip it, I was planning on selling it for more than 8, but I got somebody who's willing to buy it at like 7, and right now we have it for 320.
Okay.
And I kind of sent it to him. I was like, I updated him, but he's been part of this whole thing since the start. And he'd probably be the main. He was going to buy it like the 8+. He was going to be my preferred buyer.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just thinking like maybe I should just sell it to him and let him fix it up. He doesn't even really know or care how much we paid for it.
Gotcha. Okay.
He just knows how much it's worth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I hear you. Yeah, then I guess you could go that route.
So, and the only reason I was going to yeah, I mean, I kind of like have a little bit of experience doing the fix and flip, But if you think I should just dump it off to him, I could probably text him or get him talk to him about this like today.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want you to, me to influence your decision. I'm just saying, like, if you don't want to, spend the extra, a few months it's going to take to get it renovated and, deal with all the permitting and stuff like that. You just want to, sell it off to that person. Then yeah, go ahead if you can make a decent penny. So, I mean, if you want, then you could just go that route, make it easier and stress free for yourself.
Yeah, I just wanted to get some experience fixing and flipping in this market. That's all.
Yeah, I hear you.
The money doesn't interest. I mean, some of the money interests me, like obviously the extra 100 or whatever, but more or less the experience and just like collaborating with an investor on this in this market. But I'll probably wait it out. I'll probably just wait it out.
Okay.
But I guess I'm just trying to figure it out because I have like the seller. He just went back to California, so he doesn't even care about it anymore. But my buyer still wants it, and then we're kind of just waiting. But yeah, I just thinking about it, what I'm going to do with it. So,
Gotcha.
anyways, and how's the Florida working out?
It's good. I'm just, I'm kind of switching gears, looking in PA right now, but I'm still, looking in Florida a little bit. But yeah.
Which part of PA? Still at Poconos?
Yeah, same area, Lehigh Valley, Poconos.
I heard Eric talking about Arrowhead Lake.
Yeah, it's in the Poconos.
Is that a good spot?
Yeah.
I heard some good stuff about Long Pond. Do you know about that?
Yeah, that's in Arrowhead Lakes.
It is? Oh, sweet. And do you know, like, that's a good market to kind of maybe dabble in?
Yeah. To my knowledge, yeah. I have people who invest over in that way, and also it's Arrowhead Lakes is STR friendly, so people look at it for that too.
What do you think it typically rents like per night?
I don't know. I don't focus on Airbnbs. I know it rents. People rent stuff out there. I just don't know what the average is per night.
Is it like Florida, like 400 plus a night, or is it kind of like average, like 100?
It's I wouldn't be able. I don't think it's 400. I mean, Florida, you can't really compare Florida to PA like that.
Right. That's what I'm wondering. If it's like, I mean, some spots, there's some lakes like in the middle of the country that rent pretty much almost premium and pretty much all year round. Mm-hmm. I was wondering if Long Pond and Arrowhead are. So if I found something there like the 100 to 300 range, you think is that too much to pay?
It depends on it depends. It depends what type of house it is, depends where it is at to the lake in the Arrowhead Lakes, or if it's a different location in the Poconos. I can't really just tell you. Would have to look and see.
Okay, so there's not like a general range that you know of?
I mean, if you found something in Arrowhead Lake, I mean, I really
It is-
can't. I can't, I just can't tell you off the top of my head. I mean, I know 300 is a little bit more for homes in that area, but again, like if the home is like a 4-2 close to the lake and like is like around like 2,000 square feet, then yeah, then there are homes that sell in Arrowhead Lakes for that 300 figure. If you're looking at paying 100,000, you're going to be getting like a shack that's like probably like 700 to 800 square feet. That's a 2 bedroom, 1 bath with like with dated interior. It's just it
Okay.
varies.
It's more of a generalized. I was wondering if it's like a boutique market where it's like they have little pockets that are like million plus luxury home stuff.
Mhm.
But if not, because I'm gonna look in that. I mean, I might focus on the next like I don't know flip or something in that area.
Okay.
I was just wondering like what numbers I should look out for, but I'll probably find out and then get back to you.
Mm-hmm. All right,
Um,
sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good. And I'm gonna focus on that short term rental thing too. See if how that works out.
All righty.
All right, thanks, Terrell.
No worries. Christian, you have something in Tennessee again? Winding Way Drive. Wait, you messed up with the address. This is the one. Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, that sucks. I mean, I hope it wasn't far from where. It's kind of fresh. Are you still here, Christian, or no? Okay, gotcha. Yeah, man. I will look. I mean, it kind of. I don't know how. Again, I don't know how far it is. Why isn't this working? Come on. I don't know how far it is from the other neighborhood. I don't know why I can't. Do I have something selected here? There we go. Okay. Does not. I forget what I told you for ARV. Or like 460, I think it was. So yeah, now I kind of have to relook in everything here. Is it Tennessee? That's not coming up that way. Right, copy. Paste. You're good. Okay. I don't know. It's not coming up here on the map. It's kind of annoying. I don't even know what was different about that. Okay, so I mean, forget about that 460 because this one's only 1236 square feet. So, and you're saying it's a 4.2. I mean, I think I don't know. That's what you told me about the last house, but I don't know if you got it confused with this house here. Is it a 3.2 or a 4.2? Oh,
Hey man, can you hear me? This is the thing is that I synced to the wrong one and I was looking at the wrong one the whole time. But I mean, only if you have time because I'm getting them confused. But these are two leads that I have in my pipeline trying to work out. And
I hear you. Do you know if this was a 3.2 or a 4.2?
no, this is a 3.2.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'll look at anything under 1,750 square feet. Probably like to 1,000 to 1,700. Let's see what we have within the past 12 months. If you're looking for building a buyer's list in White House, I mean, this looks like a pretty decent flip right here, just off the bat on the same street, Winding Way Drive. Here's they done it top to bottom. So if you're looking for buyers, I would definitely contact the agent and see if that same buyer is looking for more deals out in this area of White House, Tennessee. That's the first thing I would do. You could also like if you're looking at buyers too, it's always nice to know what they bought it at, so you can kind of look for as an example. But it looks like they bought it in 2015, so it's not like that recent of it's not like they bought it in 2023 and then sold it in 2024. So you can't really see exactly what the best price to be at. So we look like this. I have like a little bit of a carport. Looks like a nice home though. Nice area. Here's another example. Same type of home, I guess. They all look relatively the same there. Okay. Yeah. So I want to try to find something similar to this, obviously. This one is 325, same square footage. What are we at? Same square footage? Or are we 1236? Okay. There's this one's at 325 as well. Let's see what this one was. This one was done top to bottom as well. I don't know if our like if the behind our I can't tell if it looks like this or not, I don't know. I'm assuming so, but I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, they bought it in 2023 for 224, so that's probably ideally maybe where you would need to be at, maybe a little bit lower. They bought it off market, you could see here, public record, and then they've listed it, and it's sold. So maybe around that 220 mark, I guess. Do you know anything? Have you talked to the seller at all? What's the story? If you're able to talk, if you're not,
Yeah, I did talk to him. But I guess he was that, but it just comes down to a little bit of negotiation. He was a little bit higher than that. He was two I think it was 280 or 270.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit of negotiating. Yeah, but I don't, based on what I have filters wise, I mean, we are 1236. I did under 1750, so 1,000 and 1750 within the past 12 months. So like you can't really get more than what you're seeing here. This is pretty much top dollar, top dollar, top dollar. All these are probably flips. This is another flip here. So if you're looking for cash buyers, here's another one right here. Let's see when they bought it. It doesn't show when. Sometimes you would have to go to like a prop stream to see exactly when they bought it before 319 or before before they sold it for 319. So let's see here. 1222, right? Yeah. Let's see. All right, so they bought it really cheap. They bought it for 118. They bought it for 118. I don't know how much money they put into it, and then they sold it for 319 to Derek and Sarah. That's that example. I don't know. Again, I don't know what the home looks like on the inside. I'm assuming probably just basic stuff. Could be wrong, could be more, but you just always gotta try to negotiating with the seller to see kind of where they're at with things. But I don't see there's no way you could get more than 325 on this. Here's an example of a home that's similar on the same street, that same type of style home, and this is kind of dated, so yours probably looks like this. I'm assuming, maybe yeah, probably it looks exactly. So this is here's a standard property that's sold as is. Looks just like this one. I'm not sure the layout, and this sold for 200,000. Like a month ago. So I mean, it's something you could, if you're trying to, get concrete. It's always nice to get concrete evidence. Because if they want 270, it's like, hey, look, yours looks exactly like this one here on Winding Way Drive. I know it's a little, 200 square foot smaller, but it's sold for 200. You're asking 270, 280. It's just like, I can't make sense of that, blah, blah, blah. And seeing what they have to say. I don't know. That's pretty much all you could do with that type of situation. I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming his probably looks something, I mean, maybe not as worse as this. I mean, I just now saw this, so, but either way, like 270 would be high. I mean, this needs flooring. I mean, yeah, this needs some love here. 270 would be high. I would feel like if he were to sell it on the market now, he'd probably get like maybe 240, 250 if he just, sold it as is, but I don't really, again, know the condition of it. Could look just like this, or it could look, worse or better. I don't know. But yeah, you're welcome. Any other questions, guys? No. Okay. All right, guys.
I
Yeah.
was just gonna say real quick. Do you care about? Do you want to text with Paul and like update him and see what's going on?
Yeah. I'll send a text to him.
All right, sweet. I know he's not back till the 20th, but probably best to just follow
You
up.
can- Yeah, I'll follow up with him. I'll send him a text now.
Awesome, Darrell. Appreciate it, man.
No worries.
Have a good day.
So,
If you're still in the meeting.
let's see. All right, I just reached out to him. All right, so hopefully he gets back. Any other questions, guys? Anything else you guys got going on? If not, I could end the Zoom for today. I'm not 100% sure if I'm doing a Zoom on Friday. Usually I do Zooms on Friday, but again, like I said, I have some company that's visiting me for like a few days, so like I don't know if I'll be able to spend the time to like an hour 15 for you guys. Just giving you guys a heads up. Let's see. Yep, you're welcome. All right, if you guys don't have any questions, that's okay. It's not perfectly fine. You guys can reach out to me on Discord. I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Garth, if you're still listening, I'm gonna try to work your deal. My guy Steve is a little bit lower than what we have it for, so I'm trying to see if I could work anything out with him. But I'm gonna try to reach out to other people too. I think you said you have until Friday, so I'll see what I could do in that time period. But yeah, I'll send you a message, Garth. Jesse, I know you guys are.
Okay.
If I have time, like I said, I'll do it. If not, I'll have to see, because he lands tomorrow, and then I don't know what we're doing Friday. So it might be like going around showing them some spots in St. Pete and stuff like that. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, I'll keep you posted. All right, later, guys.
Thanks, Joe.
Yep.
Play some pickleball.
Yes, I will. I'll try. Yep, you guys enjoy the weekend too if I don't see you. Yep, bye.